DOMA Fam. Brian and I are back with Recruit Your Glutes, a glute heavy style workout that's utilizing a band and block. So grab an exercise band that is medium to heavy and a block of your choice and meet us right back here. Let's get going. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs. So you can take your block and your weight beside you. You won't need it for this first round. But just take about a hip width distance between your feet and your knees. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. We will maintain this-ish position throughout our entire practice today. Take a nice big breath in. Plant your palms by your side. On your exhale, lift your hips. Squeeze your glutes at the top and just hold for a moment. So you want to find a nice hip to rib connection. And what I mean by that is pull your ribs towards your pelvic bones so your abs get a little bit tight. And then squeeze your glutes really firmly from the outside in and take a quick moment. Pick your head up and look down the center line of your body. You should be able to see about the tops of your thighs. Squeeze your glutes at the top. This is the top of your Pilates style bridge. Breathe in. On your exhale, lower your hips to hover. Inhale, hover at the bottom. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Good, starting to move with your breath. Exhale at the top. Inhale, lower. And we're just kind of getting things moving, things started. Tight squeeze at the top, lower to hover. Nice big, big breaths. We got about 10 more here. Just kind of getting things warm and started as we go. 5, 4, 3. Really good for relieving low back pain. This stuff 2 and 1. Good. Release your hips to the floor. We're going to start with our block. You'll take your block in between your knees, and then you'll realign your feet. So depending on what thickness you have your block, your feet might be able to be wider or closer, but what's most important is that your knees and your ankles are in the same line. So you don't want to have your feet out wide and then your knees squeezed in. So make sure that your knees and heels create a pretty much straight line, feet parallel to the best of your awareness, and then hands by your side. Squeeze your block for dear life. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, lift your hips. Squeeze at the top, and you'll right away inhale, lower, hover. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So hips never touch the floor once we get moving. Nice strong squeeze at the top. Maintain that nice firmness on your block. Just helping to wake up your inner thighs a little bit. Give your glutes a little extra challenge. Doesn't take a lot with these bridges. They just are ready for the picking. Good. Squeeze and hover. Squeeze and hover. It's kind of intense work on the glutes is incredible for relieving pain from things like sciatica or just kind of general low back tension and tightness. We're going to do 5 more here. 3, and we'll keep our hips lifted. 2, and keep your hips lifted. Shoulder blades away from your ears. Glue your shoulders into the mat, and then lift your heels, and all you're going to do is lower them. Lift and lower. So keep your hips lifted, squeeze your glutes. Only your heels come into motion. Squeeze your block. Notice the distribution of body's weight. Make sure you're shifting your body's weight to your big and second toe. This way you start to fire up your ankles, your calf muscles. Lift and then lower. Squeeze at the top. Find your breath. Keep coming back to squeezing your block. It's really easy to kind of let it go and it's just kind of like barely hovering between your inner thighs. None of that. You got to turn your focus on. You're here already, so you might as well take advantage of your effort being here. 5 more calf raises. 4, 3, and you'll keep your heels lifted. 2. Keep your heels lifted. Listen up. Lower your hips to hover. Maintain that squeeze on your block. Exhale, drive through your 10 toes. Lift your hips. Inhale, hover. Exhale, lift. So keep your heels lifted off the mat any amount. Most important is your distribution of weight. Some of the lift of your heels comes from anatomy. Some of the lift of your heels comes from flexibility. Any of those things will play a role. As long as you're doing your best, you're getting the best and fullest results. Squeeze and then hover with control. Push to the top. Lower. Big squeeze. Focus your breath. Press down through your palms. Squeeze at the top and then a release of your glutes, but keep squeezing your block. Nice and strong. We got 10 more here. Steady breaths. 5, and we're there. 4, and you'll keep your hips up and your heels up. 3, 2, and hips up, heels up, little pulses to the ceiling, go up and up. So the pulse is actually happening from a contraction and a release of your glutes rather than a thrusting of your hips towards the ceiling. So think about squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Right? And even when you think like, it's not doing it, it's okay, because keep trying. The more you think about your body turning on, the more you'll build that neuro pathway to create connection between your mind and your body and your mind. Building strong neural pathways helps to heal the brain, keep you strong and vital, prevent things like dementia. Woo! Come on, push it up, 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 up. Nice and strong. 10 more. Come on. Lift your heels, squeeze your block. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Give that a nice little shake. You can release at your ankles and set your blocks to the side. So move on to utilizing your band. Slide your band over your feet and just over your knees, inch or so, into a comfortable position. It's kind of a little different for all of us, but you don't want it to be like directly on the kneecaps. So open up your feet wide. We're going to go for a wide-legged bridge. So open up your feet nice and wide. Turn your toes out a little bit and just make sure, similar to that first round, knees are over your heels. Palms by your side. Take a nice big breath in. Hips on your mat. On your exhale, lift them up. Big squeeze at the top. And then lower to hover. Lift and squeeze from the outside in, lower to hover. So really, this kind of wide stance gets into the outsides of your glutes, outsides of your quads. Drive through your heels. Abs are pulled in. So you're creating some stability in your abdominals while you're doing these bridges as well. Abs are tight as you squeeze up, and then release to hover. Nice big, big breaths. You can always adjust the first few to kind of get into comfortable-ish position, right? Comfortable is kind of relative when you're purposefully trying to kind of burn out your glutes, but you don't want any kind of sharp shooting pain or aches into the joints. Majority of that focus is going into the bottom half and glute area of the body. 5 more. 4. And 3. You'll keep your hips lifted. 2. Here we go. Keep your hips lifted. Listen up. Come up onto your toes. And find your right knee. Only your right knee comes into the midline of your body, and then it goes back out. So left leg stabilizes. Knee comes into midline, and then out to the side. In and out. In and out. 5 more. 5. 4. As much control as you can create. 3. 2, and 1. Right knee stabilizes, left knee comes midline and out. Make sure your hips stay lifted. Midline and out. How we doing, Bri? I got an exhale for an answer, so I feel like that's a good sign. In and out. Keep moving, keep breathing. Here we go, 5, and we're there. 5. 4, stay with it, keep your hips lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Listen up, both knees wide. Knees come in and then out to make sure that you don't lose too much on that band. Out wide, in close, with control, wide and close. So notice if your hips want to drop when you bring your knees in, keep them lifted. Hips stay high, glutes are tight, knees wide. 10 more. 10, come on. 9, push it. 8, 7, breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it wide. Pulse it out. Little pulses out. Keep your glutes lifted. Squeeze from the outside in. Little pulses of your knees. Come on, push it all the way to the end. Tiny pulses. Push wide. Out, 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 out. Come on, breathe. Nice and strong. Hips are high. Glutes are tight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it low. Ooh. Give your knees a little squeeze. You're going to keep your band on, though. Almost got you. I know. Brain's like, get it off. Okay. This time we're going to use our band and our block. So final move in this quick recruit your glutes class, you're going to place your feet on the block. So a nice little tight stance. Actually, it might be easier if you take it wide. So then you can put your toes on your block. Yep. So just the toes, heels are lifted off. Take a nice big breath. You'll push through your 10 toes, lift your hips, and then lower them to hover. So you'll keep your knees together for this one. All right, so you're not really utilizing the band just yet, but this position just gives you a nice amount of depth to go. And then lower and lift, lower and lift. Hover, don't let it touch. Nice big breaths. Good, squeeze at the top. Press your inner thighs together. All 10 toes on your block, heels are lifted off. Giving your hamstrings a little bit of love, working through your inner thighs here. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and keep your hips up, heels up, knees go out and in. That's it. In and out. So see if you can squeeze the inner arches of your feet together. So your heels touch, big toes touch. Nice big breaths. Open, close, open, close. Hips stay lifted, knees stay wide. Breath stays full. Strong and steady here. Keep stable through your abs. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one, keep your knees wide, lower your hips to hover, and then press. Not last one, but next one. Press. Sorry, that was a little misleading. I caught it though, so hopefully that heals it. Lower, and then drive. So really keep your inner thighs, your inner arches of your feet close together. Heels touch, big toes touch. Squeeze the top, lower, hover. Find your depth, right? Come down as low as you can, drive up. Low as you can, drive. Big breaths, come on. Strong and steady, we're there. Nice big push. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and up. You'll bring your knees close. Open, down to hover. Lift. Knees close. Open, down to hover. Lift back up. Close. Open, hover. So you've got a nice combo moving here. Hover. Lift. In. Open. Hover. Squeeze. In. Open. Hover. Nice big breaths. In. Open. Hover. Keep going. In. Open. Hover. Stay with it. In. Open. Hover. Strong. In. Open. Hover. 5 more. Big breaths. 3, 2, come on. Last one. Down, up, close, open, hold it, pulse out again. Little pulses. Glutes tight. Inner arches of your feet are back together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. They never left. Come on, push. Glutes tight. Hips are lifted. Squeeze from the outside in. Push through your 10 toes. Focus on your breath. Find that little bit of determination all the way to the end. We got this. Push, 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 push. Focus. Go. Come on. Find your strength. Find your stability. You're building the strength you need to feel amazing every single day. 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 7, what? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. Give your knees a little hug. You might slide that band off and then throw it at the screen. That's okay. Oh, take a moment to stretch, to breathe, to give yourself a little pat on the back. Not always easy, but always worth it. Thank you guys so much for joining us in another practice. Can't wait to see you again soon. Bye, guys.